we are back, theme culture and community, great. We have Cassandra show, we have the film festival from Africa, and we have also, we've seen a couple of weeks ago, the Hindu Society have a major celebration of the Diwali festival, and we have here a great guest here from the Hindu Society. On my left here, we have Shosmi Agrawali, and I know I'm going to screw up. She is executive committee president. Next to her, we have Sharon Michael, and she goes by Mike. And I think she is also the trustee and executive council and vice chair. Welcome to BelAhdan. BelAhdan means with open arm in Arabic, so we welcome you here. Tell us a little bit. A lot of people. I know India is a huge country. The Hindus culture even bigger than India. So tell us a little bit about your last celebration, the Diwali, and a little bit about the Hindu community here in the Twin Cities.
Certainly. I'll start with the event that we just had. For the first time, Hindu Society celebrated Diwali at the Minneapolis Convention Center. So that was a big, huge turnout.
It takes a lot of people.
Yes, we had 2,100 people show up.
Whoa,
and
that's bigger than the Somali community.
And we had to turn away some people, so that was a huge event.
Right. Did you expect that number?
We were hoping, but we weren't sure if that many would show up because we took the event from having 900 to 1,000 people to be 2,100, so instantly kind of doubled in this 1 year.
Doubled the effort, views.
Yes.
Wonderful.
One key thing to point out there is that it had 250 participants on stage to put up the cultural show. And it had 150 at least, if not more, volunteers who did it off stage to put it all that together.
How long did it take you to plan for this?
Well, we started planning for it since about June of this year. But because everybody works for their day jobs, most of it got put together.
That's all volunteers?
It's all volunteers.
Is volunteerism huge in the Hindu community?
It is huge. Giving is a big part of the community.
Like the culture itself?
Culture also. So for example, Mike here is a volunteer vice chair. I'm the president, also volunteer president. So we have day jobs doing other things.
And this is a woman taking the top lead in the community. This is wonderful.
Yeah, actually, women have played a significant role in this particular organization and then in the culture also. In culture also, it's
and Mike, tell us a little bit about what you do and how was the event arranged?
For the Diwali show,
Yeah.
I was part of it. I was a participant. We did some dances and everything. Yes, it's always a big show, but this time it was spectacular because we went to the Minneapolis Convention Center for the first time. So it's kind of like the coming of age of the Hindu Society. And Diwali itself means a festival of lights. It's about happiness. It's about joy. It's about triumph of good over evil.
Festival of lights.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
It's about the triumph of good over evil. And so it was fantastic. Shishmi put a great team of volunteers. We'll have Sridhar Koneru also step in later to talk about the volunteer program.
Dancing is a huge part of Hindu culture. What is about expressing yourself through your body, what's about dancing in the Hindu culture or the Indian in general?
Well, dancing is, like you said, a big part of expression, and dancing actually dates back to our religious scriptures. Shiva was recognized as Nataraja, the dancing god. So it's really dates back.
Dancing god.
Yes.
I just remember somebody says, I never believe in a god that doesn't know how to dance. I like that.
Yes, so dancing has been part of our culture.
Tell us, you want to tell me a huge temple that you have in
Yes, I wanted to point out that Hindu Society of Minnesota is 35 years old, and last 7 years we have a temple in Maple Grove. It's the largest temple in North America by size, and it has been written up for its architectural marvel in a lot of architectural magazines.
And you had an event, and I think Kat Moon stopped by and talked to some of your participants, and we're going to show that.
Yes, yes, she stopped by and recorded the event, the Diwali event. So yes, we're excited to see that.
Well, we'll run that event, so we need to talk to your volunteer chair, if you don't mind. But thank you so much for coming here. I really appreciate you. I know we had a lot to.
Thank you.
Sometimes, I shake hands. No, it's not. Okay. Well, we'll have that Diwali events, and we'll come back with the chair of volunteers there. So we'll see you next few minutes. Assalamu alaikum and God bless you all.
Diwali is a festival of lights. It symbolizes the joy that's experienced inside, celebrated with lights outside. It's victory of good over evil. It has a mythological origin in the story of Ramayana. It's a time of New Year.
It's a huge community. It's a Hindu temple. We are celebrating all together, and we are here to sell our like show off all the colors and especially about the light. It's a new year. Basically, Diwali is a new year for us, and we're just happy and all together celebrating.
Welcome back. The wonderful dance here you've seen. It's just fascinating how all this many people can volunteer and master an event like that in the Twin City. Well, welcome back here, the chair of the volunteer. We have Sherry Dar Connery. He is the chair of volunteer, and he was behind all this event that we have a couple of weeks. Welcome to BelAhdan. This is a huge event, and I know how hard it is to really master an event like that, especially volunteer and all that. Tell us a little bit, how did you do it?
So I'm the volunteer chair, and I kind of help coordinate the volunteers, but all the work is actually done by the volunteers. It's not me who does
No,
the work.
I mean, I know they come for an hour and two. There is a rehearsing thing, but to get people that are working, they're busy, coming, it's a hard deal.
So in my day job, I'm a project manager, and that's what helps me in coordinating.
That's your biggest project so far.
It is the biggest project that I have ever done.
So how do you motivate those volunteers? What do you get out of this?
So what I have found is the volunteers who come and volunteer at Hindu Society of Minnesota, they are kind of self-motivated. They are kind of selfless volunteers. They want to come and serve the temple and the community. So that kind of makes my job easier. But it does take a little coordination as well as planning with respect to make sure that we are assigning tasks and we are kind of letting them know what is expected from them, and then kind of giving them some responsibilities for them to take and lead small parts of the whole event.
I see.
So,
how many volunteers altogether dealt with?
So for the Diwali event, there were about 150 volunteers who had helped either for event planning or backstage, or for communications and public relations, and serving at the dinner, and interacting with the audience, and kind of ushering and coordination.
Wonderful. You know, Mike, I like that. You know, I understand the function of the temple. You know, it's not just religion. You know, you talk about social, and you do offer yoga classes.
Yoga coordinator. Speaking of volunteers, all our yoga coordinators, all our yoga teachers, instructors are all volunteers. So we offer yoga 4 times a week and twice.
Like anybody can take this yoga?
Anybody is welcome. Anybody can come to our temple. It's an open temple. We are open from about 9:30 a.m. on Monday till almost 9 at night. And Saturdays and Sundays also we have long hours. We are armed with 5 priests, and they're all very dedicated.
Do you have a priesthood?
Yes, we do have priests, but it's very different from, we don't have an
What do
imam.
they do?
They perform what we call pujas, and they are conduits to our attainment of spirituality. So we don't have it like the papal system where the Pope is the highest or the imam is the highest, but they will help us attain our goals. They will help us say prayers. And so that is the function of the temple, of the priest, to facilitate our growth in spirituality. Just like Sridhar here, who coordinates all the volunteers, and that is not a small job. You have to have your act together. You have to have, a plan in place. Same way we have a lot of yoga workshops. Everything is donation based. So that's the beauty of it. We
How
do
big
raise
is
money.
the Hindu community in the Twin Cities?
Hindu community is about 40,000 people.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a very
That's a
open,
sizable
it's a
one.
very open, tolerant religion. So we welcome, most of our yoga participants are all Caucasian. Very few Indians. And
Why
that's
is that?
interesting because, well, they, I guess, the Maple Grove community is
Well,
very
I mean, it seems
happy.
that the yoga in the West is like the post-alcoholism, instead of very, very kind of obsession.
We
it's
try
like
to
not
stick-
drinking, I'm going to do yoga.
Well,
but,
this
but,
is
but in
not-
our culture, in Hindu
Yeah.
culture, sitting and relaxing is part of the culture. You don't
Yes.
need to go and
Exactly.
separate
And we
it from the
try
culture.
to, we understand that yoga has now become very mainstream. It's become like co-power yoga
Yeah.
and strength yoga, but we want to go back to the roots. We teach yoga the way we think it should be taught.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much donation. Come as you can. We emphasize breathing, pranayama, and meditation. So the joke is that we say, the American culture is don't just sit there, do something.
Yeah.
We say, don't just do something, sit there. So really think, go. It's an introspective culture. It's an introspective religion. It's about finding our spirituality.
And
yoga
that's
ties-
much harder than just running
It is.
aimless,
Well,
just,
they both have their advantages, but we like to think that yoga is, as we offer it. We have a wellness workshop on the 23rd of November. We currently have something called the 21-day yoga challenge, which is going on right now at the temple. It started on November 7th. It goes on to the 21st, and then it finishes up with a Mandir 5K, the temple 5K.
You'll be
and
sitting for 21 years?
21 days.
So you lost your
Sitting and breathing.
you lost your weight and you lost your job.
Yeah.
But voluntarism is big in the culture itself.
Yes. So on any weekend day, if you come to the temple, you would see that anywhere from 20 to 30 volunteers kind of make it possible for any event to kind of happen within the temple. So on any weekend day, you have about 20 to 30 volunteers, but on a special event day, you have anywhere from 50 to 100 volunteers. On every weekend day afternoon, there are a set of volunteers who come in and cook from scratch and serve food for lunch. So you are welcome
Thank
any
you so much.
weekend
I love
day.
Indian food.
Oh,
Thank you
good.
so much.
Thank you
and
for your
Sherry,
time.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Here you have it, the Hindu Society, Maple Grove.
Yes.
Most wonderful architect I've ever seen. Go check it out. We'll see you next week. Assalamu alaikum and God bless you all.